Hey folks, it's Jang here with my custom Lego Police Station, or at least the first version of it. I'm sure that I will change this over time, revise it in various ways, but this is it for now. This is the first structure that I've built in Lego since I think about 2000, the year 2000 or thereabouts. So it's a little bit of kind of going back to stuff that I just haven't done in a long time. But it was a pretty fun build, spread out over the course of about 4 or 5 days, something like that. This thing weighs a ton. There's a lot in it, a lot of bricks in it. It's pretty solid. I'll get into all of its components and such. Standard disclaimer applies in that everybody has a right to build their own creations however they want, and I have built this how I want, so please respect that. In building this, I kind of bounced off a wall a bunch of times where I really wanted to move it in a direction of looking more ornate, more fancy, more decorations and such. But then I had to temper that desire with the understanding of my police force being a very serious police force, having a lot of actually mean folks in it, especially the police chief himself is a pretty mean dude. So kind of would never expect the main police station for such a force to be bright and cheery and colorful and fun to look at. This is built on a regular sized road base plate plus a half-sized base plate, full depth, half width. You can see down here. Similar in overall footprint to the original, not to the original, but to the most recent Lego City Police Station, which I reviewed some time ago. But it is built in just a very, very different way. And like I said, I will show you the components. There's a lot of interior stuff here, so I'm just giving you one last look at the exterior. Your stairs. This is supposed to be just a little modern art kind of sculpture out in the front that kind of represents the fact that the police station kind of protects your world, surrounds it with a shield. So that's like supposed to be the earth inside. There's your main entrance there. You can see there is a second level to this. There's actually a mezzanine back there. Got some skylights going here. Have the requisite antenna array up on the top of various stuff going on with that. There's a little electrical box with some wiring and some circuitry that's related to the antennas. There's a door over there with a light over it. There's access. You've got your helicopter landing pad over here, which I went ahead and made that a very large space compared to what Lego normally does. Lego would normally just give you the smallest thing possible that's just large enough to fit the helicopter on there, but I wanted to make something that was a little bit more realistic in terms of its scale for that. And then over here, this is a little tricopter drone. I'll just go ahead and pull that off briefly just so you can see what that is. Just another little thing that I kind of did separately, but this being an oppressive police force, I figured that they would use drones, basically radio controlled vehicles with cameras in them, to look over the citizenry of the place. And one other thing, a little detail down here on the first level. So you've got your garage down in there, and then there's secure access over on this side, and you got a little security camera right there. And I think that pretty much takes care of the majority of the external views of what you can see of it for now. I'm going to go ahead and take apart the major components of this. So I'll just move the helicopter out of the way and separate things out so you can start to see the interior details as they've been built. It's a pretty sturdy structure. You can see things come apart pretty easily. There's one extra plate piece that came up there that wasn't supposed to, but that's okay. So this will allow us to take a look up from the top and look down. Let me see if I can get you up high enough. There we go. Come down looking from the top. There you go. That's a pretty good view at it. So you've got a receptionist desk right there, and she's kind of an operator. You know, she might do some dispatch when there's nobody coming in the front door. Got a nice L-shaped desk there, and nice looking top to it, kind of glass top, just for making a nice clean appearance for folks coming in. Got a waiting room over here on this side, again with the security camera. Usually public offices, waiting rooms would have maybe a TV, maybe some magazines or something. These guys just give you a security camera to look at you and stare at you and make you feel intimidated, because they're really, really not nice and they're not trying to be hospitable. Now over here to this side, as we look over in this direction, you will see a little processing and intake room, and there's a guy who's being brought in on criminal charges right there. Basically it's a case of mistaken identity, because he had a cap on that looked like a knit cap, that looked like a knit cap of the stereotypical criminal figure. The guy himself, he was just out, he's just an athletic dude. He was out just doing a jog, but now they're bringing him in, taking a mug shot, and you see you've got the little station with the camera with a flash on it. See if I can brighten this up just a little bit. It's a little bit better, camera. And then there's also a little fingerprinting station down there, and then going through there, so you've got a door on this side that's barred up, you got a door on this side that's barred up. Once you come into the back, you've got a little bit of office space back here. Let's see if I can get just a little angle, I'll show you there. You can see that's from these two panel pieces are from the mobile command center, the truck. And you got a couple dudes sitting down there. One of them would be kind of an operator, one of them would be kind of a detective, I think. But they're just doing, various random duties. And then over here, they can go down this little pathway, the stairs in the little hallway. Got some lights to indicate the current alert status as they enter into the garage area. So the garage area over here, now you can see that. And you've got a little container there with some gear would be inside there that they can get into. They got another phone in the middle, and then you've got two spaces for vehicles. You can actually fit 3 or 4 vehicles in here. You can see you've got some lights hanging down from the center in here and here. Sorry, it's tough to get good angles that work pretty well. Just it's kind of hard to see around and to move the camera without it being something that kind of gets in your way and gets away from the experience of following this thing around. But as we look over on this side, you can see it's kind of a little workshop area, so they would actually be able to work on their cars if anything goes wrong with the vehicles. And then back in the back, there's a break room area. So I'll just move the car forward a little bit. You see a little table, a couple of chairs there. That's a microwave back in the corner, and there's a drumstick inside of there. Somebody's got some fried chicken that they are reheating for lunch. Got a couple of the, whoops, just knocked over the little modern art sculpture. Okay, there we go. You got moving this. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, you've got a couple extra stun guns on the wall right there for easy access. Got a little jack down there for jacking up the cars if one of them has a flat tire or something. They need to change that out really quickly. And that pretty much takes care of what's going on with this first floor. So I'll just zoom this out again and just give it a little bit of rotation so you can again get just an idea for what's going on down here on the first floor on the whole. Tried to keep everything fairly small, not a whole lot of space spared. I needed to have this much space here. I wanted to use up this particular base plate for the garage area because I'm going to have a bunch of vehicles and I want to have the ability to store extra vehicles indoors. And then that left me with just a little bit of space on this side, which I decided to just use for some miscellaneous purposes, and left me a little bit on this side also. I didn't need to use this part for the garage, so I used that for part of the main structure. I think that worked out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the dimensions on it. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to bring back, just 1 second here, I'm going to bring back this upper level, darken this down a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Now I'm just going to take off the top. So this is the roof level right now that I'm grabbing. I'm going to take that off so you can see the little interior mezzanine, and that is where, over on that far side there, that is where we have the chief's office. I wanted to leave this here open to let light get in from the skylights. That's the whole reason for the skylights that were up here. It's just to let light in. I know the folks with OCD are just going to explode at seeing that these stairs are not even in height. It's just too bad. I needed the space. I needed the stairs to go up more steeply than they naturally did, because I really didn't have a whole lot of space there. And I didn't want to leave things up to the imagination of how characters are able to get up and down to the different levels. You know, it's all closed in from all sides, so just a little bit of scale-ness to it there. But let's check out the chief's office over here, and you can see he's got his little executive chair, and it's got a little bit of dust on it, but it's able to kind of swivel around, and he's looking appropriately angry at everything in the world. He's got a really fancy desk. He's got a nice fancy carpet floor in his office, L-shaped desk, and then he's got some kind of trophy type items that he keeps on display so that he can brag anytime somebody comes into his office, or if anybody kind of second guesses him, he can just say that, you know, I won such and such award, and I keep this city, there you can see a little bit better, I keep this city safe, you know, you got to follow my rules, blah blah blah. And he shows off his stuff because he likes to be a show off, and you know, just some little trophy like knickknacks that he has. Got the big windows just for him, so he's got the extra deluxe, extra plush accommodations there. And now I've gone through that, I will come over to this side here. This gets covered up with another level. You can see there's a door there. What's going on with that? This is a very heavy piece, this entire assembly. It fits right on there. And now I'll take this top off, take off that roof, and this is the prison wing. This is the jail wing of the whole thing. And you can see down here you've got a little security room. You've got a security panel back here with a whole bunch of switches and stuff. This actually has a double door for folks going in, coming from this side. So there would be a scanner in there. I didn't fill in the details of technical stuff that would be back there just yet, but it's one of those things that's kind of behind the wall, so I'll leave that detail for later. And then there's a good amount of observation room, or space where the guy can see around. You can see he's looking through there, so that's kind of what it would look like from the inside of this place. And then every single cell in this jail has a bunk bed, so it's double high beds, and there's a toilet in there, and that's it. That's all you get for amenities. So I'll go ahead and turn this around a little bit more. Maybe you can see in there. Let's see if I can get a better look at that. Struggling to focus. You can kind of see there. Bunk bed, and just a toilet in there, and you can see a little bit of blue showing through to indicate that there's water in the basin of the toilet. So for prisoners right now, you're always going to have a lot of people in the prison or in the jail in a place like this. We have slave Leia here, and she is in for indecent exposure, of course. And then over here, sorry, I keep having to move this around. You got camera in one hand and moving this around in the other hand. And then we got the sad clown over here, and he's in for disturbing the peace with his sadness. And then you've got a couple of firemen. They are in. Why are firemen in jail at the police station? Well, they are in for impersonating public officials. The only problem is that they are actually real firemen, so they really should not be in here. Hopefully they will be out soon, but that is just false imprisonment there. And then over here you've got an old Toa, and what is he doing in here? Why do we have a Toa in jail? Well, they just don't know what his story is. They don't understand why he was roaming around the city since he was discontinued years and years and years ago, so they just stuck him in jail. They just couldn't figure it out, so they just stuck him in jail. That's what they do. Over here, you've got a dog. Got a dog in jail. And the worst thing is that it's a police dog. He's also in for disturbing the peace with his barking. So they arrested him and they put the police dog in jail. So you can just imagine how confused the police dog is, because he doesn't know how to use a human toilet. Come on. All right. So that takes care of the second level of this whole thing. There's some little details that I probably missed out on. We've got an emergency lever for if everything goes wrong, it locks everything down. Got a little bit of a keypad or internal door access panel over there. There's various little details. All the lights indicate whether the cell is occupied. You can see this one right here is not occupied. Probably some other stuff that I'm forgetting about offhand, but I don't want this video to take forever. So I'm going to move on to bringing back the next level over here, the roof level here. This fits on like so. And even using just a small number of colors here and just doing this one single structure, I nearly ran out of so many specific parts types. It takes so many parts to make anything custom in Lego. It's ridiculous. It's not about, I mean, there is definitely skill involved in Lego building. I mean, even relatively simple stuff like this, but it's mostly about having the parts, just having vast numbers of vast different types of parts and all the different angles and different lengths, and it's really ridiculous. I thought I had so many parts in white, but I'm already running low on so many different shapes. It's really humbling to just think of how much is going to be needed to make a full-on Lego city. And then the last thing that goes here is the roof that goes over the jail section, and that should fit down like so. There it goes. There it goes. And everything is pretty sturdy. Like you can really push on stuff because everything is overlapped. A lot of things are doubled up, and it's really designed to be survivable and to be able to be moved around and messed with. So that's just the little bit of elevated platform there for my police helicopter, and I just have a drone remote controlled tricopter helicopter surveillance thing just hanging off the side. I guess it was either just taken off or just landing. I'm not exactly sure who would be controlling that, but it might be one of the folks downstairs in the little office space. Might just have the remote control set up over there. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope that's enjoyable for you. This will be going into my Lego city, and every single time that I mention anything about my Lego city, I get the exact same question again, and I have to answer the exact same question the exact same way again and again and again and again. It gets so tiring having to answer the same question. Where is your Lego city? Why don't you make videos of Lego city? Everything about my Lego city is shown to everyone, to the entire world, every time there's something new to show about my Lego city. If there isn't anything new to show about my Lego city, then I don't show anything new about my Lego city. But everything that there is to show about my Lego city is shown. So asking when I'm going to do more updates about my Lego city, when there are more updates to be given about my Lego city. Follow the blog. All the updates are given on the blog legojang.com. You can see everything there is to see at all times about my Lego city. Anytime there's any update worth sharing is there. Hopefully I won't have to continue to answer that same question again and again and again. It gets so annoying. The internet, yay. But oh well. This I really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to figuring out what to do next. I don't have plans for exactly what I'm going to do next, so it's going to take me time to get the inspiration. And like I said, as soon as I have something more to show, I will show it. So I'll be talking to you again whenever something else is built. Bye for now.